Alright, so let's talk about Vanuatu, sorry. So it's one of those South Pacific Ocean islands, paradise, whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna see exactly how those people, again, pretty much every state in this part of the world, it's an island state from the multiple islands. So it's gonna be interesting to see if there's actually a difference between them. So we're gonna start with population, and then we're gonna look exactly how those people live. So Vanuatu, 334,000 people and still rising. Growing rate pretty much all over the place. We're gonna see exactly where they land with that. But 1955, only 56,000 people with 2% growing rate. That would be roughly like 1,000 people. Migration on minus 171. Median age 17 years old. One of those nonsense fertility rates. Again, can you imagine 7 children per woman, which is insane. 7.03. And urban population roughly 10%. Now 2025, the population pretty much exploded, 335,000 people, and the growing rate even bigger, 2.26%. That would be like 7,000 people, and migration still on minus 52. Median age around 21 years old, and fertility rate much more manageable, 3.53, but still insanely high. Urban population 25-26%. Now fast forward again, 2050, more than half of the million people. So in just 100 years, they just multiplied themselves 10 times, which is insane. Now more than half a million people, with the yearly change around 1.63%. At least they got lower, but still a huge amount. That will be roughly net increase per year around 8,000 people, and migration still on minus 500 people. Median age around 25 years old, and fertility rate 2.81, which is again declining, which is good. Urban population around 31%. Now life expectancy here very good, 71 years old, females around 75, males around 70, so very high, I would say, actually very high. Infant mortality rate 13.7, and death at the age of 5 16.4. Well, you can see here the medical system is pretty much non-existent. Pyramid, as you can see here, they get narrow and narrow at the base, which just shows a lowering in the rate of growing the population. Some male surplus by the age of 18, 16, that's gonna be it. But then we're gonna have some female surplus, which is interesting to see. Economy-wise, well, you can see it's not gonna be one of those insanely high economic places, but GDP not even $1 billion. Just they stop at, this is from 2021, so a bit old data. They're gonna start around 900 million US dollars nominal, and PPP is gonna be the same. So probably they're using dollar as a currency, I would say. Growing rate, again, pretty old number. The recent one is 3.8, still very low for such a small economy, I would say. Per capita, again, old numbers, but they are at least rising, they say here. 3,200 US dollars, and PPP 2,800. So again, not a good start, let's call it like that. Corruption index, well, you can see even in this paradise island, and you can see, oh, we don't have that many to worry and all that stuff. They still have a lot of corruption, and you can see here, let's find them. Vanuatu 50 and drop 4 points. So yeah, they are perceived as less corrupt, as you can see here, but still very closer to being like more corrupt, and probably it is like that. Unemployment rate, like I said, I'm just gonna add this new feature right now, let's call it, and around 5% in 2021, but keep in mind that's a pandemic year, and probably they got better right now, but who knows, maybe even worse. So gonna roughly 5%, which is an acceptable limit, I would say. Vanuatu, you can see here, it's a very, I would say, new country as independent. They used to be, as you can see here, a British colony. So even in that region, they didn't get, let's say, discover so many years before, further this way. So they don't have like a long history of colonization and improving their life with modern technology and all that stuff. So that's gonna take a toll, I would say. But let's see. Let's see exactly how those people live, and we're gonna look exactly how with Google Street View, and hopefully we're gonna have a lot of data, a lot of 360, but so far it doesn't seem like that. To be fair, look at this, just very remote islands. It looks like one of those video games you can do here, like was Black Flag and Assassin's Creed. It looks nice. All of those remote islands, very few constructions, but nothing too insane. Most of them are on the coastline, as you can expect, and those are probably very simple people living very simple lives. So yeah, not that much touched by the technology in those remote islands. As you can see, they have even an airstrip here, which is pretty nice. Probably working here like you're gonna be the only one on the island, so it's gonna have pretty much your own island. They have again some construction here. Like I say, unfortunately we don't have 360s and even street views in those small regions to actually see how those people live, but from the above it looks pretty basic. I mean, pretty what we saw so far in other places. Here a bit jammed together, I would say, you can see here. So yeah, not something amazing. Clearly they have to deforest a bit of the land to actually settle here, but here a bit jammed together again. So clearly you can see not even one 360 in this region, and they look a bit developed, I have to say. Not like they have houses, they have probably some hopefully some electricity, which now I'm looking for the solar panel and I can't see them, so I guess they don't have even that. So clearly very primitive way of living, I would say, but probably that's why you're paying to go there. To live those lifestyles. Now here, as you can see, yeah, they are pretty much on any island. Some settlers, let's call it like that, some people that live there. It looks pretty interesting from above. Like I say, I wish we have a 360 to actually see in more detail how they live, but you can see here they're big enough on those communities. You can see here it's pretty much a mountain island. So you can actually see how they're living, but unfortunately we don't have that much. Not even one 360 so far, and we just check a very good chunk of the islands. It looks nice, I have to say. From above looks nice, but it's gonna be probably the same story. Would you live here? Not just going on vacation, actually live your entire life in the place like that? Probably not. Majority of the people are gonna live on the coastline, obviously, as you can see even here. Look at this. But not even one tree. They have some solar panels, I guess, here. They have cars. Okay, so it's gonna be a bit more developed, this part. This one is actually pretty good. I mean, probably it's the best as we see so far. So clearly very, like I said, very primitive way of living so far. They're gonna have some good places. Okay, so this hover above the island. We're gonna go probably in the main city. They're gonna find at least a few 360s. This probably used to be an airstrip, but clearly it's not anymore. So probably, who knows, maybe it was using in a war at some point. Clearly some communities here, as you can see, but deep in the forest, I would say. Very interesting. Like I say, unfortunately we don't have 360s. We just have here one, so we're gonna check that immediately. This is clearly, it's an airstrip, so they get some cargo by the air. Probably the only transportation is gonna be by the air and sea, the main one. Yeah, communities of people pretty much almost everywhere. Some are bigger, some are smaller. Here there's some solar panel, and those are water tanks, so they have water and solar, obviously. So they have energy here. Sand on the beach pretty black, so Who knows, maybe indicates like a volcano nearby. And we have some 360, so let's go with this. Hopefully that exactly from the region and accurate. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I expect. Look at it, those primitive housing. That's a wild bird, I guess. Whew. Oh yeah, very, you can see that extremely low economic. Those are the native people most likely. Yeah, not that much. At least it's clean. I mean, just a bit of garbage here, but it is pretty clean, I have to say. And where's the other one? We have just two. You can afford to lose one of those. Yeah, here is from the forest, so not that much exactly detailed. Clearly made by tourists, those 360s. So the native population, I don't think they have even, maybe, don't have even access to the internet. Here they live by the coast, but they don't have even like a small harbor or something. And looks pretty decent community. Here they have probably something, but can see it that well. Whew. Here is the volcano. Pretty interesting, but again, no 360, no picture, no nothing in that region. Probably this is gonna be the video that I make the least few 360 I ever gonna see. Those are community of people. Look at this, how they live jammed together and very camouflaged, so not that easy to spot. Usually on the coastline you're gonna find much more, as you can see here. See, a bit jammed together, I would say, considering how much land they have nearby. And here they organize some sort of I don't think it's a port, it's just like stairs to go on those remote islands. But again, no 360, no nothing, so we can check that. So yeah, you can see the population is like 330,000 people, and you can see them spread around those islands. Let's check this one because we have more 360 here and probably gonna have a much better idea how those people live. So let's go into that. Ooh, that's really nice. I mean, look at this. It's like pretty much a nice place on the beach. See, they have a lot of nice places, but just it's gonna be hard to reach them. Let's check those ones. They even have a road there, as you can see. Yeah, from above, when they make a 360, they make it good at least. Those from the drones, those small islands, those mangrove trees, I think they have some palm trees, coconut trees, a lot of small islands, some of them big. And look at this from the community perspective. Yeah, the housing pretty basic, I would say. I am curious when they build those houses, because they don't look that old and looks like a fairly new town, I would say. They have some tower cells, probably from the phone signal and data, which is good. I don't see cables, but they have to have some sort of power here. They just know they're gonna stay without electricity. Something happening here. There's a lot of 360s. Let's check those. Oh, they're from the inside. So this is probably a rental. If you go there, you can rent one of those. Pretty basic, I would say, as you can see, but I don't think you need much more than that, because clearly going on a vacation. Do you want to take the Western world with you? You just want to leave them behind. See, some nice the coffee bar, nice bungalows, whatever they call it, on the beach. Those coconut trees, pretty good, but a bit red. Probably it's from the image. I don't think they're exactly like that in reality. Beach is nice, very clean, nice water. So far pretty good. Unfortunately, all those 360 were made here on the same beach, and I wish, and this is from 2019, so before pandemic, I wish we can see it more in the local area, in the town. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have that. They have some tarmac roads, so they at least take care of that, and some roads in that region. Oh, we have another 360 here. Let's check this one. Yeah, very basic. They have a tree house, Very basic housing. That probably is like a solar panel, I guess, but yeah, they're gonna receive sunlight from that part of the land. Maybe it's a resort, and just try to make it obviously in this most indigenous ways possible, which is not a bad thing. But I wish to see more houses, and those are fairly mountain countries. I mean, how is the elevation in this one? 1,000 meter, 1,500 meters, or very high, I would say. Look at this. So clearly a very, let's say, volcanic activity islands. Yeah, who knows, maybe they have even snow at some point. Wow, that's a nice water. Look at this. See, that's why you're coming in those part of the world. It looks like paradise. I mean, like I said, if you go there in vacation, it's gonna be like, wow, that's amazing. I am curious what kind of prices they have here, because based on economic, they should be dirt cheap, but I highly doubt that. They look pretty nice in those regions. Look at this, and very close to those resorts, whatever they have in this area. Looks like a resort to me. Don't think like it's judging by this boat. Oof. Be just nice people there, let's call it like that, rich ones. Wow, they're pretty well equipped. They have a barbecue, gas barbecue. I have no idea what plant is that, but I don't think it's a banana tree. Wow, look at those trees. That's a huge one. A pool. Oh yeah, so clearly this is gonna be expensive. So I highly doubt that the native population, they're gonna live like that. Even though you can build it, as you can see. So yeah, probably not that cheap, but hey, the labor is cheap. Maybe you can work something there for the natives. Yeah, this is a pretty much a shipwreck here, but pretty fairly new, I would say. Oh, look at how many 360 they have. So a lot of people just go there to dive and explore these wrecks. Ooh, pretty interesting. Would be nice if we have some World War II planes. Ooh, that would be interesting to see. Let's check those out. Ooh, this is pretty much this is again another one, most likely, yeah, another wreck. Would be full circle. This is look like, oh, those are huge one. No idea what it was, but probably a ship, most likely. Wow, it's like a huge community here. Like I said, you're always gonna have, doesn't matter where you go on this planet, rich people and poor people, but in some area they are more poor than others. In this one, oh, we have a 360, so a fairly big city, just one 360, and that's pretty much from the inside. And in one of those resorts, which I guess the tourist industry is gonna be the main driver of the economics here. You know what, housing here doesn't look so bad. They're really spread around. Here a bit more jammed together, so again you're gonna have, in some part of the country you're gonna live better, in others a bit worse. Those are cars there. I have to make those just by the satellite views and not that many information in 360 and street views, so it is what it is. Those are definitely dirt roads. Well, for not that many people, this looks like a cemetery. They could live much better, I would say, but even the economics is not that solid, so yeah. But clearly some of them, especially if I see it from the above, they seems to do pretty well. Those are definitely some solar panels. They seems to do very well, some of them. Oh, we have a 360s here. Oh, let's check those. Yeah, the same story, just in those resort area, and they keep them clean, they keep them nice. I mean, just having a vacation here is not gonna be a bad one. It's just we're trying to compare with how the local population is living, because anyone can make those resorts look amazing. So it's not like wow. I mean, the resort is wow, but I am curious how much money they're gonna charge for a night here. Probably, who knows, in the future we're gonna go in checking hotels and resort prices and even real estate. Who knows? But so far we're looking at the population mainly. Yeah, that are pretty much all of them from resorts. Those are, I don't think, batteries, aircon systems, water. I don't know exactly what it is, but clearly it has to do with the basic needs. Pretty nice. Pretty nice so far. Again, I wish like I see more from those communities people to see exactly how those living, but judging it by the economics, I don't think they're doing that well. We have a few here, so let's check those. Very mountain islands, I have to say. Kind of those black sand, very basic. This guy is smiling, I mean, just living the best life, who knows. It's a nice place to live. Again, it's just depends how you adapt your expectation. Wow, that's a huge fucking ship. Can you imagine just you living like people used to live like 500 years ago, and then you see one of those insane ships. That should be a striking image there. But yeah. Oh, again this one. I think there are more than one. Oh, this one, yeah. Or they're both the same? Oh yeah, it's the same, just in two different places. As you can see, a fairly mountain country. I mean, look at the elevation. It is pretty high. How much is it here? Like 300 meters immediately just go above the sea level. So you can see even those islands are very mountain. They're not flat islands. That's interesting, I would say. Oh, we have more 360 here. Again, small communities of people. Let's see how those live. Yeah, so exactly how you can expect. Running fuels. That's a fuel station, and that's the price. Benzene liter. Probably this is a local currency. 250 VT. Probably Vanuatuns. I'm not sure exactly the exchange rate, but it could be that much, judging by how the petrol station looks like. The fuel station doesn't look that high tech, but at least they have one, and maybe they have even power in that. Wow, I'm not sure exactly how safe it is, this way of doing things, but looks pretty decent. So they heat their homes with wood, or they're using for probably they're using for cooking. I don't think they heat homes here, but who knows. They have banana trees, which is nice. They have even bananas. Look at this. They have bananas. Probably, hopefully, you're not gonna see snakes there, but guy in my comment says that attracts snakes, so that's gonna be a huge issue for me. Yeah, they live exactly how we expect. Very basic. It could be better, even with the less thing that they have, I would say. Probably they just need to be led by an example, but pretty decent, I would call it. Pretty decent. Pretty decent. We have one from those expensive boats. And it looks nice. Probably a lot of people are just gonna go around here and enjoy, and like I say, most likely the tourist industry is gonna be the best paid here for the most of the people. So probably as a native there, you're gonna wanna work in a tourist industry, probably for tips mainly, because I guess the fixed salary that you're gonna have is not gonna cover that much. But with a nice tip every day, you're gonna pretty much pull yourself out. And if you have kids, which most of them have, like 3 here, I would say that make just 1 kid and send them to school to make it better. That's the main thing you can do here. Just send your kids to a higher education, and you should be pretty good for the future. Wow, this one, look how jammed they live here. Looking for the above, it looks like one of those strategy games, and you're just building your housing, building your army and all that stuff. Like I said, unfortunately we don't have that many 360. I wish we see them more. So this island, it's a volcano, probably an active one. You can see a lot of people just going here. We have some street views, but not on the street. Yeah, have some activities here, and the elevation almost 1000 meters here inside them, so obviously on the tip is going to be more than 1000 meters. pretty decent. I mean, look at this. How much is gonna be? They have volcano. There are volcanic places here. So crops should doing pretty good from what I'm knowing. That usually people who live sides on volcanoes around them, the agriculture part of that should do very well, with the risk that in one day it's gonna pretty much destroy everything. But here doesn't seem to take that advantage of using the volcanoes in their own interest, but maybe I'm wrong. Clearly this probably is a path for eruption, I would say, judging by how it looks. The lava is gonna go down here, downstream, and probably ended up in the ocean. Again, those housing, probably this one they're using for water. I don't think they're using, and maybe some fuel. This is clearly a tourist. He just came here to see how those people live. They have some dogs here. Very basic housing. Like I said, it feels like one of those games. You just start with very primitive civilization, and then it just kind of grow up. Hopefully it's gonna be like that in a very short time for them, and you can actually see some improvement in their life, but it's not gonna be easy. Here they have, I don't think that was tarmac, but and they got eaten by the grass, by the land, but who knows. We have a few 360 here in this community. Let's see them. Yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, that's an expensive car, by the way. That's an interesting place number. Probably this is the local poster. Yeah, the way they build their house is clearly a very primitive way, and if it works, fine. But I think we have some better ways to do it. Even if you have the land, probably you can, I assume that you can get those wood from the forest for free, or at least a very low price, I don't know, and you can actually start building better. This one, it's an improvement, not a good one, that's a great one, as you can see, but still they got from wood to concrete. That's a step forward. This one, they start the construction or they demolish it and never finish it, or never finish demolish it. They have some chickens here. Yeah, it's a very primitive style of living, but again, from that economic, I mean, how much can we expect? Let's face it. But again, very new nation, also has to mention that. A lot of white people here. This one with his hat, looks like he came here to do some magic. This is from 2014, so more than 10 years ago, so clearly they improved something by now, I hope. Yeah, otherwise not bad, not great. We have some street views in a town, in a village, and actually pretty decent quality one, and even those about almost 10 years ago, so pretty good. Housing, yeah, concrete with windows. Hey, it's already a good start. They have a road for cars, so clearly they're gonna have some cars on the island. Yeah, very poor people here. I am curious how those people are gonna live in the main city. I'm gonna check that. Hopefully gonna see some more 360s there. But here, look, doesn't look that bad. I mean, the grass is nice, they have trees, they have housing, they have some water here. I don't see the electric power, but probably most of them, they don't even have that. So clearly we need some improvement in technology. I would say to have some real solar panels. Oh, that's coconut. No, that's not a coconut tree, something else. To have like a cheap battery and real powerful, with real powerful solar systems that you can actually cool your home, heat your home, have electric power, have access to the internet, have some sort of technology that you can actually make clean water in your home very cheap, very easily. So you can actually have those basic ones. Even some sort of education system, remote, online, so you can actually see an improvement in these communities, a bit more connected, more transportation, I would say. And you are of the good start. If you have those things, it's not gonna be easy, but you could have a lot of good things here and start improving, real improvement in their lives. And probably that's gonna happen in the next 25 years, so it's not gonna look like this much longer. So if you want to visit one of those countries, one of those lands like this to see them, you should pretty much hurry, because I have a feeling that, like I say, in the next 25 years, almost no one is gonna live like that. It's just gonna be probably like extremely remote people in those islands. But even then, it's probably gonna see like more abandoned houses than actually people living like they used to. I think we checked that one, right? Let me check again. Looks nice here. Yeah, we checked them. So we're gonna move south in those big islands. Who wanna check those ones? So actually, they have a few fairer one of those 360s, just not everywhere. I thought this is the main airport. I thought I was gonna say. So yeah, that looks like a very high-tech airport. The good thing is, probably nobody's is gonna wait here for much longer. So you don't have to just show up for the plane. Probably even the plane is gonna waiting for you. So see, you have a lot of advantages here, much better than the Western world. The beach is nice. What kind of tree is that? Bit of a garbage here, but not to worry. Also, they chop them down. Probably they had like a hurricane or something here. It looks like that. This is 2015, so 10 years ago. Actually, made exactly 10 years ago. But probably they're gonna recover real fast. I mean, look at this. It feels like paradise again. It's just they need the access to technology, and we need new technology to actually see them improving very fast. And probably, like I say, in 25 years, if they have a very good government, they're gonna end up living better than most of the people. So that's an interesting fact. I would say interesting thing. I actually see them living better. Look at how high this island goes. From the sea, they're like around 200 meters, but still very high. I have no idea why they have those garbage here. No, it's not exactly garbage, just some stuff there. Well, this one, what the fuck is doing? Just, this is how they play? This is the playground for them? I mean, we don't have that much. It is something, but still. Yeah, that... We're gonna see probably a lot of those in Africa, so yeah, we're gonna stay close for that video too, for those videos. So this is like a community here. Ooh, looks like a pretty high-tech one. I will see some tennis court. What was that? Let me see it. Those are probably fuel in this one. From Glee, Jimmy to Alice, Maki. So what, they send fuel here? They send water? What's happening here? They have those pipes. Interesting. So they pump seawater in those things, and they transform it then in good water to drink. Not very high tech, but if it's working, it's working. That was the tennis court that I don't see it here, and this is from 2016, so probably they changed it there, the improvement. Small communities in this small island, but it seems to do pretty decent again. Clearly every single one of those material has to be bring here by the boat. A lot of vegetation, dry vegetation here. They have water, probably from the rain. They're trying, that's for sure. They're trying, just they need more technology, I would say. And probably, like I said, the next 25 years it's gonna be changing. Much more change is gonna come. Like I said, pretty nice. If you want to visit those islands, I will hurry, seriously, because like I said, in the few short years, I believe they're gonna change a lot. So you're not gonna have the chance to actually see them. We check those small islands? I don't remember. Let's check those one. Oh yeah, I don't think we checked this one, but Oh, they have a helicopter. Wow, that's expensive right there. I mean, phew. Clearly something important happened here. Didn't have those helicopters. Yeah, some people in that community there on the top of the island, in the middle of the island, not on the coastline. In the coastline, it doesn't look that welcoming, I have to say. And the island, yeah, it's not that big, so yeah, you can see they start from the coastline, almost the coastline, then they spread out inside the island. Now, there is also a problem, I would say, when people just stubbornly want to live in those places, when they can have a much better place in other islands, but probably that's a bigger discussion. So the main one is going to be like, yeah, you should improve how those people actually live where they are right now, and that could be easily achieved, I would say, with a few jumps in technology. But yeah, look at these very high elevation islands. I mean, just pretty nice to have those. I mean, just live on the coastline, then you go up in the mountains. In the mountain, there's one mountain. Interesting way to see. I mean, you can build like a very nice resort here when you have those distinct geographies. It is very nice. And like I say, probably like if you're working in the tourist industry on those islands, if you get lucky to live on those islands when they have a really nice resorts and you get hired there, probably you're gonna do better with tips than you're doing with your wage, and you're gonna see some improvement in your life, maybe. Now, I don't like whatever happened here. I'm not agree with that, no matter where you're living. This is probably like a water tank made out of the concrete, so probably it's gonna be cheaper than a plastic one, on an aluminum or whatever they're using. This one, it looks like they're gonna demolish this construction, so clearly they're doing some construction work here, which is decent, this is good. This is from 2015, so 10 years ago. So yeah, I assume that everything that they have here actually improved by now, so that's actually something interesting to see, just improving what they have in the 10 years. And like I say, in the next 25 years, they're gonna look way different. I have no idea what's happening here. Looks like a deforestation. They just burn those trees. They cut them, obviously they were cut, but then they burn those, probably don't grow back. They have a water tank here. So yeah, pretty interesting. Again, those volcanoes, oh, you have some 360s here, so you can actually look for those 360s. They're kind of hiding away. Pretty nice. And 560 meters elevation, it is pretty high. And look how strong the wind is here. Yeah, like I said, just go on those islands as soon as possible, because you're gonna miss something from the way of those people live, because it's not gonna look like that much longer. Yeah, pretty nice. And I think this one, we're gonna go to the main island immediately, just have to check those, and that's it. I thought it was gonna be a short video, but actually no, they got kind of long. Yeah, pretty nice. I guess that can be a guide there, just show the people the area. Gonna do some a bit more of money, but yeah, there's always ways, even with, I would say, very little money or zero money, to improve your life. Always, no exceptions whatsoever. Always just have to put together the community, I would say, and you're gonna do much better than those people who don't communicate that much on that well as you. So probably that's the key in those regions, just communication between the community, and also extend it to other islands and actually see some improvements and access any single program that the West has, and attract those funds as well as possible, because it's gonna make a huge change, I would say. And don't stay doing nothing, like just somebody needs some help, just go there. It doesn't look like you're gonna be that busy anyway, so Even this beach, just clean this beach. I mean, look at this. Even it doesn't look that much. Probably again, it's gonna be from the hurricane or something, typhoon or something what they have here, because look at this, how strong the wind it is. And it looks like that. They just got hit by something, I think. And clearly there are a lot of people on the beach trying to clean it up. So yeah, I would say that's a good way to start. Again, small communities, just because they are small communities doesn't mean they're gonna die like this. You can see the population is still growing, which is again not a I would say a huge problem, but clearly they don't have that much now, and it would be better to just, I would say, my opinion, if just keep the population stable, not going down also, but not going up too. So that's gonna be like a more stable one in this environment. Probably is gonna help you more to improve actually the life there. There are not that many people anyway, so they can bring them together much easier, I would say. Again, those devices, I believe they are made for making clean water. I think, I'm not sure. This one, or maybe no, I think one of them go in the sea. Yeah, what the fuck happened here, I have no idea, but they have to clean that up very fast. This one, it looks like a tree that just got blown by the wind. Again, this is August 2015, so clearly in 2015 something happened here. I have no idea where that hose goes, probably in the ocean. Yeah, it looks like that. I'm not sure exactly, but it looks like they use them to make clean water. I'm not sure, which is an interesting device, I would say. I didn't know that exists, so they already have some primitive technology doing that. Good for them. That should be like a main problem here, the clean water and also drinkable. Okay, in August 2015, clearly they got hit by something here. I don't think they live like that, and now just trying to clean up. So see, you don't need to have that much stuff because they're gonna get blown away. So you have to start building better first of all, and not having that many things, and then just start improving year by year, so you can actually see a difference, because it's gonna motivate to do it faster and better when you actually can see a difference after every single year. And also building, when you build with new materials, building as best way as possible in the first place is gonna get you a long way. Now let's go to this main island. Oh, we have something here. Let me check those ones. Clearly they have much more communities here. The same one, what the fuck? You already see that? Okay, let's go here. Let's see how, probably this is the main island, so we're gonna see some cars. Wow, look at this. Probably this is from road tax. Well, they have a road tax here. They don't seems to have that many roads, probably just this one main road. Let's see those people, how they live here. Well, not so bad. I don't like these fences. I mean, what's the point of that? It's just gonna consume resource materials for nothing, I would say. Vodafone again, British colonies. So they're doing pretty well there with the phone signal, I would say. I'm not sure exactly how much they pay for a subscription, but I have a feeling that it's gonna be more than we pay here in the West. So I actually used to have a subscription from them, and I transferred to another provider, but I have the TV and internet from them, so that's pretty good, I have to say. Rarely have some problem with them, and not usually it's not because their fault, because somebody in my building just put some new cables or whatever and just fuck around with the box here, and I have to call them. They usually respond pretty well. Now I feel like I do endorsement for them, but they are pretty decent provider. Roads here looks pretty good, but again, probably they don't have that many cars to actually deteriorate them, and by not having, I would say, the winter here also is gonna preserve the road much better, and it looks pretty good, I have to say. They have electric powers here. it's kind of sad in a way, because I have to just, wow, they have electric powers and good roads, so they're pretty sad. They should be pretty basic ones, but in places like this, you have to take them just the way it is. But it looks pretty good, I have to say. Like I said, they have huge potential in those small countries with very few people to actually make huge improvements relatively quick. That's why I always like to keep an eye on those, because they're pretty much, look at this, they're living in paradise. Once that's the first, look at those people, all tourists. First of all, they're living in paradise, and second of all, we're gonna see some huge jumps in technology, I think, in the next few years. So they should take all the advantage they can on that one. So yeah, I think they're gonna live much better, like I said, in the next 25 years, if they put themselves together. Again, those fences, I mean, like, what's the point of that? Just look at it. They're gonna consume wood and wire, whatever they're using there. Now, I'm not saying like doesn't have some purpose, maybe they have one, but it just feels like a wasted resource to me. So yeah, they have those ring of the road around the island. As you can see, it's pretty well done wherever you go. So see, you have this main road here, and this is the main city, so probably. So let's see how those people actually live, and this is gonna be an interesting one. 2023, the road's still pretty good, but the quality of those 360 are absolutely horrendous. Yeah, again, see, make a better 360 and Street View. This one's a bit better. Now, when you jam at people together, usually they're not gonna be on the base behavior. You're not gonna see the best of them. So in those one, you can see some garbage here. I don't like it. The housing, I have to say, not that well improved from what we saw. These fences, I have no idea. It feels like somebody just cut the roof and other guys took those materials and just using from this fence. See, that's what I'm saying. Just because you some potholes here, just because you live in a main city, and a city doesn't mean you're gonna live much better than those in the remote communities. And those in the remote community being smaller, probably they're gonna again have a low crime rate, and they're gonna attract some funds also if they are like I say, staying together. Whew. Yeah, so far not so well. I am curious where those rich are, the rich communities. Oh, we have some resorts here that we saw them from above. Now here doesn't look so bad. This one is in a construction, I would say, but again, see, they have probably smaller land here, then have to start building upwards, which is gonna be more expensive. Again, Vodafone, the provider here, we have the provider. I think it's a bad way to start building, no matter where you are, a second story of your house. It just shows, for me, it feels like poverty in a way. You didn't have the land to actually build a nice house, because no houses, I mean, it's gonna be that nice. Oh, that's a nice resort here. In my opinion, when you have 2 story, just 1 story, 1 level, you can make it great housing. Yeah, here the road is not too bad, but also not too great. They have electric power, which is good. I don't think they have running water. Maybe they have, I'm not sure. Clearly they don't have sewage, so that's a huge problem. You have to fix that too some way with the new technologies. Here it looks pretty decent. That's what I like about those countries, those states, just have a lot of green around them, and hopefully they're gonna preserve that as much as possible. Now here we're going pretty much now on the countryside, but ooh, we have some harbor here, or whatever that is. Doesn't look so bad. Clearly maybe this one is more the rich area, I'm not sure, but it seems like they have more spread around houses. This one, I'm not sure it's a resort, maybe it's just a house here actually, and it looks pretty rich if you ask me. Yeah, it looks like a bit more rich area to me. South Pacific Memories. That's a Mitsubishi L200, so pretty expensive one. Yeah, those fences are not cheap to build. The road here in front of the house, not so well, but they have nice pools. Look at this, every single one of them. I don't think they're resorts because it feels like very individual, but who knows. This one, yeah, it feels like an individual. Maybe you can rent one of those individual house, that's another thing, but it feels like an individual house. Wow, what's happening here? Here it looks like a resort. See, you have many construction pretty much all the same in the small area. So this is looked like some resort, and a pretty expensive one if you ask me. It looks pretty good. I never understand why you have a pool when you have like you're living like 10 meters from the ocean, but I guess some people prefer that. Maybe it's on a windy day, you just want to go in a pool in the water and you can go in the ocean. Maybe, I assuming now, but that's probably a reason. Yeah, so far they're made by this guy clearly, and more than 10 years ago, so again we expect some improvement. This looks like an individual house. Those probably are the rich neighborhoods, I would say. In this area you can see here much better standard of living, I would say. Let's check those. See, it doesn't look like a huge resort, but it looks like an individual house made very modern, and just you can rent them to whatever wants to rent them a house. You provide cleaning and a gardener, who knows, and you do pretty well. Not that many people around. It looks nice. I mean, just see, even in this country, this is what you can, this should be an example, not a hate, because you can see a lot of people just hating on those rich persons, and I think it's kind of wrong. This is the kind of they show. This is what you can build. Yes, you need to have some money. I get that, but it just shows those are, first of all, they're definitely built by the locals. I don't think they can import labor there. So clearly the locals know how to build those things, and the fact that they know how to do it, it's extremely important, because they can do it from themselves with time. Of course, you're not gonna do that very quickly, but it just shows how you can live if they're gonna, like I said, if they just put themselves together and improve actually the ways of life. So yeah, clearly these regions are the rich ones. Definitely this one doesn't look that appealing, but see, this is how they build. Well, those bricks, whatever they call it, it don't seems to be like very, I would say, very European standards. We have much better ones here, the red ones, huge ones with holes in them, so they say they can walk and breathe. Yeah, I think we find those expensive neighborhoods. They are just ones, those ones, and now these ones maybe not so bad. Again, the quality is too bad, but the road, it's pretty, yeah, packed up, I would say, but they don't look that that poor either there. Okay, some nice poles here. So like I say, it doesn't matter where you go in this world, you always gonna find rich people and poor people. Just wait, this is a new Ford Raptor. Maybe it's the new Ranger Raptor, who knows? So maybe actually a Raptor, an F-150. Who knows? That's an expensive car, even in Europe. Pooh, very one. So yeah, they can show, you can see, especially if you work in construction and you work for those rich people, take some example how they build them and how to do it. They have even police cars here. Look at this. Clearly, like I said, those are rich neighborhoods, so I guess we found them. They're living close to the harbor. Maybe they work there in the harbor. And this one is gonna look like the poor neighborhoods, most likely. So yeah, is that the French flag? Looks like French flag. And Vodafone, the main provider, is here. Sponsor this this video. Oh yeah, those are from electricity. There are meters. Yeah, and you can see that's this is how the poor neighborhood looks. Yeah, you just no, you can't do it like this. No way. See, that's what I'm talking about. They should pull themselves together. Just look at this. This is not how you build a great nation. This is not how you build it. So that's why I'm saying that maybe those in very remote islands communities, they're gonna do a bit better. But you can see on the other side of the island how those people doing. Pretty well, huh? Pretty well. There is point to see anything else. This one, it looks again like rich ones, 100%. Even they don't have a road. The cars are pretty expensive, and everyone has like a, not everyone, but most of them like a pickup truck. As you can see from the above, especially this one. So this one, they have tarmac on the road. They have expensive housing. Everyone has a pool. Yeah, that's the American way, right? Eh? Looks like American way. House for sales. How much is gonna pay for one of those? Because it looks pretty nice. It's on an island with private pool, a bit jammed together, I have to say. This land definitely is for sale. It's gonna be a much better one. Look how huge the housing it is. How this guy built so close to the ocean? I mean, just they have some building code here. They have to have one, right? Just can be like crazy. Yeah, clearly rich neighborhood here. It's not a community gated, so a gated community, so you can walk free there. They have even a small bridge. Oh no, it's actually a gated community. I thought it's not, but no. You can see they have a gate, kind of a small one. So private property, guess only. Yeah, so probably there are like all this island was at some point private land, and the developer just bought all of them and just built those and still building, I guess. I'm not sure, but it looks like that. So even in those very I have no idea what's happening there. Even in those, like I say, very poor countries, you always gonna have rich and poor no matter what. Now this fence doesn't look that well, but we're gonna pass that. Let's say I'm gonna let that slide. Yeah, see, there's not much you can do, I guess. At some point it's just they have an airport, an airstrip. I'm not sure exactly what type of business you can do here, besides those are expensive cars, by the way. Besides in 2023, pretty recently, besides tourist industry, definitely there has to be others, 100%. But they have a nice airport. Can you see them from inside? Oh, pretty modern, I would say. And this is 2019, before pandemic. So see, in part of the country it look pretty good. In others, not so much. But for lower population, that low, I expect to see those people, at least those people who living in a main city, living much better, and at least not much differences between the rich and poor. I get it. You're always gonna have some. I'm not denying that. But I expect to see less differences between them. Now we kind of see a huge one. So you see, even in those small population, probably that city is going to be a very small populated one compared with what we see here in the West, and still cannot manage somehow to lift everyone up. Always someone left behind, I guess. What else can we see here? Ooh, we have, so again, we have some decent 360, I would say. We kind of get some idea how those people live. So you kind of know. Now, again, those garbage, you can blame anyone for those garbage than by yourself. I mean, let's face it. If you allow that in such a small community, it's going to be extremely tough and hard to just bring them all together and work to improve their life. Yeah, you can make those things and sell it, but you're not going to get that far away. So I don't think that's exactly a key to succeed, but definitely those 360 are not from that middle of the island. Have probably it's like a lake or something there. And here, ooh, they have a lot of 360. What's happened here? Somebody just walk around it. Okay. Yeah, like I say, there is a lot of ways to just make it better. You have to first want it and then work on that. Now, I'm not giving anyone lessons, but as far as we saw on those islands, I get it when they say, oh, I have another island. Let's check this one. When they say it's gonna be hard to improve the life of those people if they don't communicate. This is an active volcano. Looks pretty cool. It's nice to see it. Oh, you can actually go inside them? I don't think so, but no, I obviously cannot go inside the volcanoes. It's way too active. But it's a nice place to see. Okay, so pretty much a decent 360, even if we don't start that well in the beginning. I thought it's not gonna be that many, but actually died quite a few, which is good. Overall, what I can say about very small population, and with all that, they still, like I say, struggle to communicate to each other. That's the main problem that I see here. Money is money, fine. How many there are here? Wow. But when you see, like we saw those garbage in middle of nowhere with people around them, that's no excuse in my opinion. That if you show me that, it's gonna be extremely hard to convince me that you should invest money there. Judging by exactly how those people choose to live in their own yards, that's the main criteria for me. It's just when I see that, it's just gonna be harder. Just show me that those people, especially in that area, they're not committed to improve their lives in any way, shape, or possible, with a minimum of effort. That's like a red flag to me. Otherwise, huge potential as always. Population again, not so big, so we cannot manage, but not so small you can do anything with them, which I don't think there is a smaller population enough to say that. Otherwise, very nice islands. Clearly they get hit by some bad weather from time to time, and that is gonna sell them back the process of civilization, of improving themselves. Now I have nothing wrong to say about those houses. If let's say you have like a priority should be like having clean water, having a good health system, a doctor pretty easily reachable, electric power, education, and then last one, start to improve your house, but not like this. I mean, just not, this is not, I don't see that an improvement. Just like I say, build great from the first time. Is gonna save you a lot of money and time with time. So yeah, otherwise, like I say, I see them as a huge potential. Now we're going in those remote areas, as you can see, and we find the same type of communities. Yeah, water should be water, hygiene, health, education, and last I would say, I don't know, houses and roads in these regions. It doesn't seem like you can do a lot of things with a dirt road. Clearly they don't have cars here, it's not gonna get damaged that much. This is probably how I will do it. Otherwise, you can see pretty nice communities here. Okay, it's easier to say than done, but you have to start from somewhere, and I know the starting is the hardest part. Even on this channel you can see, even after a few months I make it, still it's not where I want it to be, but there's also a lot to see. Oh, that's a huge ship right there, it's a nice beach. So I'm gonna still improvement. I always, you see, like we add the unemployment rate, you add new things. Makes some sense. Those guys stay on the beach right there. Pretty good, pretty good. I mean, they can go there and relax. It's not a bad way to do it. Probably this is gonna be like a resort island, or they have some resort on them with a huge ship. I mean, those people, whoever gonna afford to pay a ticket on that ship, usually they can afford to leave a tip. Even they leave like, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly how much. Like I said, the prices are here. Even they leave you like after a day, one person like $10, 10 euros, I think it's gonna add up with time. And probably, like I say, in a month, I would say, especially in the West, you're gonna see a lot of those. You can make actually much more money from the tip than your wage. So you can actually see some improvement in your life. But if you live in, like I say, in those small communities, you have to stay together. There is no other way to actually improve it. So yeah, I think that was the video. I don't think I want to make it much longer than it needs to be. It already got longer. Look at them. Just build the airstrip right there. Probably because, who knows, maybe it was cheaper and easier. And then have one of those dirt roads to the communities. They have one here, I think, but it looks like it's not gonna be it's an abandoned one. It looks like that. And that one, when actually people start living. Yeah, I think that's it. Just, I already say what I want to say. It's pretty nice. Not that many people, so like I say, you can see some real change very quickly. Island countries, yeah, I would say pretty tough to put them together, but also not impossible. So yeah, I guess this is the video about Vanuatu. Pretty nice place to see. Like I say, probably in the next 25 years it's gonna change, hugely change, if they accept, let's say, technology and work actively to reduce the corruption as much as possible. They could do pretty well here. So yeah, that was the video. I see you in the next one, and check the other videos. We'll stay in the region. We're gonna try to make every state here, so we can actually see. Probably it's not gonna be much difference between them, even geographically gonna look the same, and I highly doubt that we're gonna see some huge changes between them, the lifestyle and all the economic, but we could have some surprise. Like I said, I don't make that much researches. When I make those videos, I just want to get surprised, going for the no expectation whatsoever to exactly see how those people live. So yeah, see you in the next one.